Hi everyone, this is Satyam and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is not about driving. It's about how you can score more than 90% in the coming ICSE 10th Boards 2021. And being from an ICSE background, I thought I can take this initiative and help you out score really high marks in your ICSE 10th Boards exam. So as I know all the ins and outs, so I thought I can give you some pro tips. So in this video, I have included some of the tips from students who have scored more than 90% and they belong to the ICSE background. So they have a lot of tips to give you and some of the writing patterns, like how you should write your answer sheet, and they'll also help you with your timetable, your routine, and certain other pro tips. So we'll listen to them one by one, and when they'll be done with their tips, then I'll give you my own tips, what you can do to handle the 11 subjects of ICSE and how you can excel each of them and score really good marks in your 10th boards exam. So watch this video till the end. A lot of things are going to come your way. So let's get started with today's video. Okay, so now let's see what Shubham has to say.
Hi guys, I'm Shubham. I'm a proud ICSE student. I scored 94.4% in my 10th boards, and I'm here to share some of my preparation hacks with you all. I hope you find them very useful. So 5 pro tips from my side to succeed in these boards exams would be number 1. I feel that ICSE is slightly tricky in terms of the vastness of its syllabus, and then there is physics, chemistry, biology paper being only 1.5 hours. So in such a scenario, the first pro tip would be to have a very thorough conceptual understanding of each subject, so that you do not get stuck and do not waste time, because frankly there isn't much time to waste in papers which are only 1.5 hours. You need to have such a good understanding and such a good practice of those questions that you do not get stuck. So pro tip number 1, be very thorough with your concepts and have a very clear understanding of all the subjects and all the concepts. Tip number 2, be very consistent with your routine. Have a very proper routine. Say I used to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I used to devote 7 to 8 hours in my studies. So likewise, have a routine for yourself. Set a time which is suitable for you to get up, and then for the last 3 to 4 months before your boards, dedicate that much time for a very thorough preparation of your boards, and be very consistent with your routine. Pro tip number 3 is to practice previous year's papers. To practice every subject every day, or maybe after every 2 days solve one paper. Set time, and then make yourself sit in such an environment that you feel that you are actually in the class giving a proper boards exam. After the exam, evaluate yourself, give yourself marks. That will help you understand where you stand, and with each passing day you will get better. Pro tip number 4 would be, it's kind of a story. I happened to attend one of the sessions that a ICSE topper was giving, and she said that she had revised every subject's topic 20 times. So I think the key, the tip here is to revise every subject multiple number of times, so that you are very thorough with the concepts. So how long should the preparation be? Guys, I started my preparation 3 to 4 months before my boards exams, and I think one should ideally start preparing then only. Do not start at the last moment, because that has never worked for me, and I don't think that works for most of us. So dedicate proper timings to your studies prior to your boards exam, and take good amount of time in your hands, say 3 to 4 months. Identify your weak areas, work on them more, and identify your strengths, and you need to balance your marks. So if one feels that they are very good in English and say social science and geography, history, civics, geography, English, Hindi, try to score maximum marks there. And if one feels that they are good in their application based subjects like computers, physics, maths and all, try to be very good in that, and then try to balance these subjects as well, the ones you feel you are weak. So this you can achieve only when you have practiced everything and have dedicated good amount of time to all these things, to identify what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. How to stay motivated during all these preparation times. For this, I would say have a goal in mind. And so, like for me, I wanted to top my school. So likewise, you can have a dream for yourself. You could want to be a state topper, a city topper, your school topper, and then set a goal, set that marks that you want to achieve, write it down on a piece of paper and stick it on a wall where you can see that percentage every day. That will motivate you to work towards getting that percentage. So different things work for different people, guys. Have a dream in mind, have a goal in mind, visualize yourself getting that marks, and then once you have that visualization, you will work dedicatedly towards getting that marks, and I guess that will work for you. So all the very best. Do well. I hope these tips will come in handy for you, and getting a good 10th boards percentage is a really good thing for your CV. It will help you in the long term. So guys, keep at it, work hard, and all the very best.
So now let's see what Prabhav has to say.
Hello everyone, my name is Prabhav Agarwal and I scored 92% in my 10th boards. Here on, I would like to give you a few tips for your 10th boards so that you can excel the same. Number one is start preparing early. I started preparing from the minute I entered class 10 boards. That is my summer vacations already, and therefore I feel that the confidence that I built was because of that. Number two is take mocks. So you can refer to the past 10 years question paper book. There is a scanner which is available. You buy that and you start practicing the past 10 years of ICSE boards, and therefore you become more proficient in working towards your final exam. Finally is step working. Every part of the paper is stepwise marked, and this is a very big advantage that we have. Make sure you take full leverage of it. The last thing that I personally want to tell is follow PPC. Have a lot of perseverance in what you do, a lot of passion in whatever subject you are pursuing, and finally have a lot of confidence. When you have all these three, I'm sure you're going to score much more than I have. All the best.
Let's see what Preeta has to say.
Hi guys, I'm Preeta and I was also an ICSE student and I cleared the exams with 90%. Now, 5 things which you must keep in mind when it comes to your boards is please be very specific about what you're writing in the paper. There's a lot of marks which the teachers give for steps. So make sure you're writing each and every step very nicely and very clearly. Do not miss out on the steps. The next thing would be please revise. Do proper revision before going to finally write your paper. Have a set timetable for yourself. Have a set schedule which you can follow. Do not keep things pending till the last minute, because trust me, the syllabus is huge and you will never be able to finish it up at the last minute. Hence, start your preparations well in advance. The next thing is definitely time management. In the paper, make sure that you know how much time to spend on which section and which question. Please follow that and keep a check on your watch after you are done with each section. And that is pretty much all. And the last thing, of course, please stay calm, have a cool head and go and give your exams.
After getting to know a lot of things from these students who have scored more than 90% in their 10th boards from ICSE background, so let's come on to some of the tips which I want to give you from my side, which can help you score really good marks. So I would like to begin by telling you about the 11 subjects and what actually you should take care of while you are dealing with these subjects. Let me begin by telling you the 11 subjects. The 11 subjects are, you have to study English literature, English language, Hindi, history, geography, physics, chemistry, biology, economics or computer application, and mathematics. And when I was studying, we had the subject known as environmental science. Maybe there might be some other subject instead of environmental science in your school. So all these 11 subjects, they comprise the ICSE syllabus. So each subject is of 100 marks. Therefore, the total is of 1100. So in order to prepare the subject, English literature, you might be having 3 books like we had. There might be a story book and there be a poem book, and we had that drama known as Julius Caesar. I don't know what book you guys are following, but we had these 3 books. And for in order to score good marks in English literature, what you have to do, you have to be thorough with the story and thorough with the inner meanings which are hidden in the words. And you have to identify the key words also. And you have to be thorough with the story. You have to be thorough with the poems. You have to learn each of them properly and thoroughly. And in case you have Julius Caesar or any other drama, you have to be thorough with the entire story as well as some of the important phrases which are included. And while writing the answers, you have to be precise and your grammar should be absolutely correct. Your answers should be to the point. It should not be like too less and too much also, but then it should be appropriate with all the appropriate keywords, and the grammar should be correct. It should be neatly written and well spaced. So this format you should follow for English literature. And so in English language you get an essay to write. There is a comprehension and associated questions. At our time we had Tracy writing also. And there is a letter writing. In ICSE, the letter format is completely different from CBSE. So the format has to be clearly understood and clearly practiced again and again. And then there will be the grammar portion. So in order to be like an expert in English grammar, you need to be thorough with a book known as Wren and Martin. I'll show you now. Well, this is Wren and Martin. This book is like the best book for English grammar, and if you are thorough with this book, you will be a pro at like solving all the grammar that you get in the question paper, and later in life also you will be a pro in speaking proper and perfect English. So have a good command on Wren and Martin, and the essay that you are going to write there should not be too long and too short, and it should be very attractive with proper and good English words, correct grammar, and the format and the concept should be attractive. The reader should, like it when they read it. So this is all about the essay. The comprehension has to be clearly read. If you don't get it in one time reading, then read it again and then try to solve the questions. The question should be appropriately answered, and it should have all the keywords that are mentioned in the comprehension. Therefore, while reading the comprehension, underline the important words, the keywords that you think that these are the keywords, underline them and later use them while writing the answer. And again, please maintain correct grammar and use good words to write. And in case of Pressy, if you still get to write Pressy, then practice it perfectly. Letter has to be written in the correct format because there is marks for format, and then the content should also be good to read. And the grammar portion, as I said, practice with Wren and Martin, and the paper will really go well. So moving on to the next thing, that is Hindi. In case of Hindi, we had 3 books, so I guess you might also be having 3 books. Again, there will be a story book and there will be a drama, and I guess there was one more associated book. So you need to be thorough with the story such that you can answer the questions appropriately, and please write correct words. And yeah, so neat and clean and correct words, and you have to be thorough with the stories and the drama and the characters and whatever is mentioned in the book. So moving on to the next subject, that is history. So you can make a notes of all the dates that are mentioned in your book, and before going to sleep every day, if you keep on revising those dates, they will be like incorporated in your blood. Even beyond boards, throughout your life you will remember those dates, and you will also require certain notes in history. Prepare good notes and study the chapters thoroughly, and then prepare the notes of important points, and practice the questions which are given at the back of each chapter. And the date lines, as I said, please prepare notes of all the dates and revise them every day, without a gap, and you will be able to excel in the subject of history. So next, coming on to the subject of geography. Geography has one main textbook, and we used to use a reference book also. Geography also has maps and topo sheets. So in case of geography, please make first of all be thorough with the chapters and make proper notes of those chapters, and then try to read and read again and try to learn them. And in case of maps, you can practice one map every day, and in such a way you will become an expert, you will understand, and those things will be again incorporated in your blood and you'll remember them forever. So like one day you practice the map of states, the other day the map of mines, the other day the map of cash crops, the other day the map of say any crop or any mineral or mines and things like these. So practice the maps well, and similarly every day practice one topo sheet. So in this way your maps and topo sheets will be totally in your command and in your grip, and with the help of those notes that you made for each of the chapter, just keep on revising them again and again, and in this way you will be good with the subject of geography and you will be ready to rock it. Again, moving on to the next subject, that is physics. So in ICSE, the science is of 300. That is physics, chemistry, biology, each is of 100 marks. So in case of physics, what you can do, write down all the formulas at one place, and then learn all the diagrams thoroughly and practice all the numerical problems of each chapter. And apart from all these things, study each chapter thoroughly, understand the basic concept, and learn all the diagrams and all the appropriate things that need to be learned from each chapter, but be very thorough with the diagrams and their explanation properly, as well as the numericals which are given at the end of every chapter. Be very thorough with the formulas such that you don't miss to solve any numerical that comes in the exam just because you don't remember a formula. So be very thorough with that. Again, in case of chemistry, be thorough with the formulae of physical chemistry, and in case of inorganic chemistry, learn everything regarding the periodic table, and in case of organic chemistry, all the important reactions that are mentioned, and the name of the reaction and the every labeling that is done in the reaction, and the arrows, they are going from which side to which side. So you have to be very thorough with these things such that you score really good marks, because in case of science subjects in ICSE, you have to be really fast. Next comes the biology. So in case of biology, you have to be thorough with the theory, thorough with the diagrams, the biological names and the way in which they are written. If you are writing it italicized, it's okay. If you're writing in the normal handwriting, you have to underline them. So you don't have to forget that. And yeah, you have to put in a lot of examples also wherever possible. So this is how you are going to crack the subject of biology. Be very thorough with the theory, the diagrams and the examples. Next subject is economics or computer applications. When I was studying in the 10th standard, we had this option of choosing between economics or computer applications. And so I was an economics student. Computer applications can be told about any student who has studied computer application. I am a student of economics, so I can tell you more about economics. You have to follow the correct book. You have to be thorough with the theory, and you have to be thorough with the examples, and you have to write a lot in the economics paper. So have a lot of energy, and whatever question is asked, you have to give the answer point wise, like 1 point explanation, 1 point explanation. Give it point wise. Make it very clear for the examiner to read. Don't give your answer in paragraphs like this, such that the examiner also gets confused and he doesn't want to read your answer. Take a point, explain it in 4 to 5 lines. Another point, explanation has to be there. Another point, and then example has to follow. If you write your answer in such a format, you will score more marks. So yeah, moving on to the next subject, that is mathematics. So you have to be thorough with the formulae, and you have to be thorough with the theorems also. And rest, you have to practice each and every subject of arithmetic, algebra, mensuration, geometry, everything. You have to practice each and every chapter. You have to be thorough with the numericals, and you have to be thorough with the formulae. So what you have to do, write them in sheet of paper, make notes, and again practice And again, revise those formulas every day. If you keep on revising every day, you will memorize them for a longer period of time. And in case of your mathematics exam, you will not stop just because you don't remember a formula. So do these things. And the last subject is EVS. Like when I was studying, I had this subject known as environmental science. And I don't know what subject do you have, but if you have this subject, you have to be thorough with the theory, you have to be thorough with the diagrams. The diagrams are really interesting and you have to be thorough with that, and the keywords also. So because, if you write this much long answer and if your answer doesn't consist of any keywords, you won't get marks. And even if you write this much, your answer has appropriate keywords, you will get full marks. So whenever you are studying this subject, study the theory well, understand the keywords, understand the diagrams. Diagrams are really important in this subject. So write your answer with the keywords and draw appropriate diagrams. You will get good marks. So these are the 11 subjects and of 1100 marks. And this is how you can prepare each subject and score really good marks. And you can score above 90s in your ICSE 10th boards. I want to give you some of the general tips that you can follow in order to prepare well for your exam. Like, first of all, believe in yourself that you can do it and you are going to rock this ICSE 10th boards exam. And for that, what you do, you prepare your study area perfectly. And then make a routine, a feasible routine which you can actually follow, and then strictly adhere to it and follow it every day. When you study, make sure there is pin drop silence around you, and for that ask for cooperation from your parents and your siblings and any other person available in your house, and decide the study hours and diligently and very dedicatedly please follow those study hours. Like I used to study from morning 6 to night 12 o'clock, and I used to take 2 breaks, but I used to do that every day. So make a routine for yourself and stick to that. So consistency is going to help you for sure. And while writing the answers, you have to be very cautious that you copy the question number that is mentioned in the question paper, the same question number in your answer sheet. Please do not change the question numbers, and it is more preferable to give your answer in points, because when the answers are neatly written in points, the examiner also feels like reading them, and give proper spacing between the words, maintain a good handwriting, and while put a line between the 2 answers that you write. And the presentation matters a lot, so your answer sheet should be really neat and clean, and the answers should be written well planned. You should write well planned answers, examples and diagram. You should write your answer this way. And you should not star mark and write go and see the diagram in this page and that page. If you do that for 1 or 2 answers, people will go and see. But if you go and do it for all the answers, nobody is going to see that. So you have to be really cautious of that. When you get the question paper in hand, read the question, each question twice, and then start writing. Then decide, okay, I'm going to write this for this answer. Write the answer, put the example. If diagram is required, draw the diagram. Mark the diagram and explain if explanation is required, and then proceed to the next question. So every time write planned answers, and this is going to help you score really good marks. And the paper should be neat and clean and well demarcated. And once you are done writing, please have this much of time in hand such that you can once go through your answer sheet and read all your answers to check for any grammatical error or any mistake and correct it then and there, properly type and submit it, and follow the same pattern for each and every paper. And you'll see that gradually the entire period of boards will pass on very smoothly, and you will really come up with flying colors. You will be happy with your results. You will be satisfied with your results, trust me. So keep your calm, do not panic, and hope these tips from your super senior is going to come to your help. And by telling you all these things, I recall so many things when I used to study in my 10th standard and when I was appearing for my 10th boards. So yeah, it was a good experience telling you all so many things, and I hope you also learn a lot of things from today's video. These guys who came to my channel and spoke so many of their experiences as tips to you, I hope these will be helpful to you. So please comment below and let me know how did you find today's video. If you have any doubts, any questions, please post that too. And if you are new to my channel, then please make sure to subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the bell icon to be notified any further. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay tuned, keep watching, keep smiling. Bye bye, take care.